Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Fussell, this is Business 101 and today we'll be looking at business stakeholders for GCSE AQA exam board. So, what is a stakeholder? A stakeholder is any person, group of people, or other organization that has an interest in the activities of a business. Businesses need to be aware of their stakeholders as many of them will be affected by its activities. Stakeholders can also influence the decisions that a business makes. So here we look at internal and external stakeholders. Internal stakeholders work within a business, either making decisions or carrying them out. External stakeholders do not work within a business, but are affected by its activities. So below we have a list of internal and external stakeholders and the definition of those. So please do take a second to pause the video and read these definitions out to yourself multiple times if that's what it takes to have them sink in. Okay, so as we can see in the graphic on the right side, you can see which ones are internal stakeholders and which ones are external stakeholders as well. So the list includes shareholders and owners, managers, employees, customers, suppliers, local community, pressure groups, and the government. So what are stakeholder objectives? So different stakeholders will expect different things from a business. Given their different interests in the business, sometimes their expectations can cause conflict between the other stakeholder groups. The business has to balance these various interests accordingly. So if you have one group that is just far more important than another group, then you're of course going to take the interests of that more prioritized group more seriously. Some examples of different priorities of these stakeholder groups are as follows. Shareholders and owners want to ensure the business is successful and are interested in how much profit the business can make. Managers want a good salary and opportunities for further career progression. Employees want good levels of pay, job satisfaction, and job security, and may also be interested in career progression. Customers want good quality and a range of products at reasonable prices. Suppliers want to receive payment on time and regular orders. The local community may be looking for work, which local businesses can provide. Pressure groups want to increase knowledge of their cause, e.g. if a business is going to increase traffic pollution in their area. And the government wants businesses to create more jobs in order to raise more money from taxes and save money on benefit payments. So how are stakeholders affected by business activity? So the activities of a business will affect all stakeholders, but some might be more affected than others. For example, if a retail business makes the decision to expand by opening a new store, this will have an impact on all the different stakeholders. They may be affected in the following different ways. Shareholders and owners may decide to grow the business and authorize opening new stores. They would expect to see sales increase over time. However, opening a new store will cost money, which may affect profits in the short term and could affect the amount of dividends they will receive. Managers take on additional responsibilities and set new targets. They may have opportunities for career progression, and they could become demotivated if they are not given such opportunities. Employees have increased job security as a business grows. They could have opportunities for promotion to new roles. Some employees could feel resentful, however, if they are not offered these opportunities. Customers will benefit from having more choice about where to shop, but they may remain loyal to the existing businesses. Through good marketing activity by the business, some may be tempted to try the new store. Suppliers benefit from increased orders to equip and stock the new store, which might lead to an increase in their profits. If they are unable to cope with the extra demand, though, there is a risk that the business will use other suppliers. The local community will benefit as a new store is likely to bring new jobs. However, they may be unhappy with increased traffic or noise. Pressure groups may protest against the new store if they feel their cause is adversely affected. So if the store would increase pollution and they're a group that is against pollution, which most people are, they would not want that to be the case. They would not be for this new store. And this could deter other businesses from coming, to the area. And finally, we have the government. So the government may be pleased to see new jobs being created and may expect to see increases in tax revenues as a result. However, other businesses could lose customers, which would reduce their profits and the tax they have to pay as a result. So it may be a bit more balanced out than it may seem initially. Okay, so how stakeholders affect business activity. So all stakeholder groups have an impact on a business, but some will have more impact than others, giving them more power and influence on the activities of the business. So once again, I ask if you would like to pause and slowly read through this graphic and just read it through a couple times so it really sinks in your head sort of the impact on business activity that these different stakeholder groups may have and the extent of the impact they may have. So please do just pause, have a read, maybe read through 1, 2, or 3 times until this kind of feels natural in your head and you can kind of remember it without having to think too hard about it, because it will get to that point relatively quickly. Excuse me. So if we move on to conflict between stakeholder groups, different stakeholders may want different things from a business, which means that there could be a conflict between them, and overcoming a conflict will often require negotiation and willingness to compromise. Is a very important concept in business. So let's have an example of conflict. So the owners of a retail business decide to grant permission to extend the business opening hours on weekdays. Instead of being open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., the business will now be open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. The owners believe this will increase profits, but that his decision is likely to cause conflict with the other stakeholders. So, the owners will need to monitor the potential conflicts that could occur. For example, managers might have to work longer hours. Employees may need to work different shifts, including working later. Some customers may want even longer opening hours, e.g. 24 hours a day. Suppliers could impact their customers by changing delivery routes and times. The local community could be disturbed by increased traffic and noise. Pressure groups may be unhappy if longer opening hours are against their cause, e.g. groups promoting families spending more time together or improved work-life balance. And finally, the government may require additional resources to monitor the impact on the local area, e.g. additional policing to deal with any shoplifting that takes place later in the evening. And that is stakeholders and how they affect business. I hope everybody learned a lot in today's lesson. Any questions that you feel I did not answer to the extent that you wanted them answered, please do ask them in the comments. I will do my absolute best to give you the answers that you are seeking. With that being said, again, thank you very much. I've been Mr. Fussell. This is Business 101, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.